Students, are you able to hear me? Students, are you able to hear me? Those who are online, are you able to hear? Yeah, can someone speak now? Shreya, can you speak?
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. Is it Vaishnavi? Okay, perfect. Is this fine, guys? Yeah. Okay.
Good evening. Happy to see so many of you. Actually, last class there is 3 members and 2 members, but this class I'm happy. So we have completed till closed packing in 2D. Yeah, that completed. Square closed packing as well as hexagonal closed packing. And I'm sorry I didn't make any wall thing. But anyways, when completing the solid state, definitely I'll try to make it. Okay? Because like huge amount of work is needed. Okay? But definitely I'll do it. This is it. Closed. The closed packing in 2-dimensional structure. Okay. So as I already discussed, in square closed packing and in hexagonal closed packing in 2-dimensional structure, I have completed like 40% of the syllabus. Okay, you said you're newly joined, right? So just go through your NCERT book. I have only taught the basic things. Okay. So now I'm stepping into closed packing in 3-dimensional. Okay. So if you have any doubt, just come and ask personally. I'll be here. Okay? After the session ending. So here, so in online also the students are there.
Online they are able to see. This one.
Okay.
You continue.
Yeah. So this closed packing in 3-dimensional, okay, it is having of 2 types. First one is 3-dimensional square closed packing. Okay, this 3-dimensional square closed packing, I have already drawn a picture. Remember, okay, that is nothing but length, width, and height. I have already explained with you with arranging all the books, like one book on the top of the another book, length, width, and height. I have already drawn a picture. That is nothing but AAA type. AAA type means, see, in closed packing 2-dimensional form, the square closed packing is of AAA type. AAA type means there is one particle. Precisely, the another particle will be placed below this thing. It is not placed in between the 2 particles. Okay, so precisely and exactly, when the second layer particle is placed exactly below the first layer, that is likewise third layer, likewise fourth layer. This is AAA type. Okay, AB type is you're placing one layer particle. Okay, 1 and 2, in the depression you are placing the third particle. So definitely the first layer and second layer you can note a difference. Yes. This is like this. Okay. So precisely the first particle is placed below the second particle. Okay. So this is A type. When I'm coming to the second type, look at here, just like this. So this is A, this is B. This is A, this is B. This is A, B type. Okay, because you're there in my demo class. So A, B type. Clear? So in three-dimensional form, also see here 3D packing by 2D square closed packing. What happens? It is like this. I think I have already drawn this picture the previous class itself. I do remember. Sorry? There will be voids. There will be voids. In AA type as well as in AB type, there will be voids. But in AA type, the space of the void is greater. But in AB type, the space is lesser. In AA type, the particle space will be less, the void is more. But in AB type, what happens? Void size is less. And it will be like a triangular void in AB type. Okay. I've already drawn this picture. I'm going a little bit fast. Yes. In AA type. Actually, we can't say in what shape. Okay, it will be quite irregular. Okay, it can be of tetrahedral void, but exactly precisely we can't say this is a void. Okay, because the size is very, very large. So precisely we can't say that it is tetrahedral. This is octahedral. But in AB type, precisely we can say triangular void. Okay, so that is precise, but this is not that much precise. Okay, only we will be mentioning only the void size is much larger comparatively to the particles. Do you remember I have drawn this picture? I don't know. Yeah, I'm stopping till this layer. See, this is another layer is made like this. Okay, see, length, width, first layer. This is one 2D layer, right? Placing another 2D layer on the top of it, placing another 2D layer on the top of it, it brings a three-dimensional structure. Okay, so here you can calculate the height, length, width, as well as your height can be determined from this structure. Okay, so this is of square closed packing in three-dimensional. Clear? Square closed packing in three-dimensional, where this is A type. But in case of hexagonal closed packing in three-dimensional, this is not the case. It is very much complicated. Okay, shall we go step by step? First, you got this thing? Yes. Now, look at me. I have already mentioned here. First thing, this is square closed packing. When I am placing hexagonal closed packing, okay, first layer. Now I am placing the second layer on it. Okay, so in first layer, what happened in hexagonal closed packing? In two-dimensional form view, there will be triangular voids. When I am placing another layer on the top of it, imagine when I am placing another layer on the top of it, what happens? This second layer will cover the triangular void like this. Clear? So imagine, you guys have to imagine this. Okay. is like this. It will be going continuously, it will be going. I am just drawing. This is your two-dimensional hexagonal closed packing. If another layer I'm placing on the top of it, look at me, I'll be placing like this, right? Clear? Because it should be placed in between the depression. I shouldn't be placed here. Correct? Guys, you got my point or not? Correct? Yeah. Yeah, that's, you have to imagine, right? This, your imagination power should be like beyond the universe. Correct? So what happens? This second layer particle will come and sit on the top of it. So here, there is a triangular void is present. Clear? Now what happens here in the sense, I'm drawing in three-dimensional view. Look at me. Here's the first layer. Okay. And the second layer will come and sits on the top of the first layer. So what happens? It forms a tetrahedral void. Clear? Clear, guys? Do you imagine? Imagine, okay. This is the first possibility. Second possibility. Okay. Second possibility is of, see, in first possibility, the first layer consists of three particles. Okay. In between the three particles, I am placing the second layer, one particle. Now what happened? The second possibility, here, I am taking three particles. Okay. Again, in the second layer, what happened? I am placing the three particles in between the particles of the first layer. Just look at this diagram. Do you understand the tetrahedral void? Okay. Three particles on the first layer. One particle on the second layer. Okay. This particle can be of anything else. Lattice points, atoms, or ions. Clear? Now, it will be of there is another possibility like this. You people can imagine. Now, here, in this center point, your octahedral void will be formed. Clear? So, when placing second layer on the top of the first layer, the two possibilities are the presence of the tetrahedral void as well as the octahedral void. Clear? Clear or not? So I'm drawing this thing in a three-dimensional view. Yes. Yes. I think not by tomorrow. In the following class or in the forthcoming class, I'll definitely make the ball arrangement. Okay, and I'll try to show you. Okay, please forgive me in this class. Okay. Yes. So I'm drawing it in a form of three-dimensional view. Okay, now see. This is the three particles present in first layer. Now, in second layer, the three particles will come on the top of it. So what happened? This will be upper triangle, lower triangle. So here will be your octahedral void will be formed. Clear? So when placing second layer on the top of first layer, two kinds of voids you can just see. One is octahedral layer and another one is octahedral void and another one is tetrahedral void. Clear with this thing? Shall we go for the next one? Placing third layer on the top of second layer. Is it confusing or not? Little bit? Yeah. Huh? Till now. Okay. Let's see here afterwards. You got this now. Yes, of course, what happened? Second layer we have placed. So what happened in second layer? There is two kinds of voids is present. One is tetrahedral void and another one is octahedral void. Now we are placing the third layer over the top of it. What happens to this thing? What happened? Another? No, see, okay, you're saying another tetrahedral void will be formed. But only in the depression, only the particle will go and sit. No, only in that void, only the particle will go and sit. Exactly, if the particle is present here, there will be precisely another layer particle will go and sit in this layer connection. Only in the void, only in the tetrahedral void, only the third layer will go and sit. No, there will be no void. Actually, there we won't speak about void itself. Okay, so what happened? We will take the first layer. Okay, on the top of it, we placed our second layer. And what we observed? Two voids. And now we are placing the third layer. What happened? This third layer will cover the tetrahedral and octahedral voids. Okay, of course, there will be a no void precisely. But what happens? We won't deal there with the voids. What the thing we will deal? There only we will learn another two new packing, that is hexagonal closed packing, how it is formed in 3D, and closed cube packing. Is it confusing or not? Little bit? Okay, till now, wait. Now, I'll draw everything in diagrammatic representation, don't worry. Yes. I have. Now, remember, this is your first layer. This is your first layer, okay? And what happens? I have taken the tetrahedral void. Okay, so here, after this thing, what happened? I'm placing my another layer, third layer. So what happens? The tetrahedral void, the second layer will be here, and another layer will come and sit on the top of it in the depression. So what happened? It will cover the tetrahedral voids. Clear? So, see, this is actually here. I have taken the tetrahedral void. 3 particles on the top of it, 1 particle. This is this diagrammatic representation. Okay. So don't think ma'am doesn't draw this thing. Okay. If I want to draw, not only this class, we will complete the solid state for next year. Okay. Yes. So what happened? This is the center particle. Clear. Now calculate the coordination number. First, you can understand the 3D arrangement. Okay, this is, imagine this is the first layer, second layer, third layer. So the third layer will cover the tetrahedral void. So you guys got clear with this point. Now, imagine this is the center particle. So, what will be the coordination number here? Center particle, yes, wait. Center particle is surrounded, huh? Exactly, 12. This is center particle. The 6 will be surrounded here. Another 3 at the top. Another 3 at the bottom. So total 12. 6, 3, 3, 12. So this is known as hexagonal closed packing. Okay. So this is of A, B type. Clear? So this is known as hexagonal closed packing. Clear? So the coordination number is 12. Okay. Now, hexagonal closed packing, we have done it for the tetrahedral voids. Clear? Now, do it for the octahedral voids. Take the first layer, place the second layer on the top of it, and the third layer. Wait. This is the first layer. Okay. This will be your second layer. Okay. So, in octahedral voids, how many particles will be there? 3 particles at the first, and the 3 particles will be on the top. So, how it will be coming? It will be like this. Got my point or not? That is what it. Huh? Yeah, it will be there. And again, see what happened. Down also what happened? It will be like this. and another one more 3 particles will be come below. And what happen again? This layer will be there. Got my point? So it will be A, B, C, A, B, C. This is A, B, C type packing. That is known as closed cubic packing. Okay. Huh? Yeah. First you got the tetrahedral void. There what happened? We are placing the third layer. So what happened? There is a particle, first layer. The 3 particles will come and sit on the top of it. Okay, again what happened? The third layer, which means the center particle surrounded by 6 particles will be coming. This is A, B type, because there the probability is there will be 3 particles, and in center what happened? 1 particle will be there. That makes the tetrahedral void. So that is A, B type, which is known as hexagonal closed packing. Now here what happened? We have taken in the octahedral void. Okay, so that is why I have mentioned here. See, placing third layer on the top of the second layer, what happens? This third layer will cover the second layer tetrahedral void. This third layer will cover the second layer's octahedral voids. So in octahedral void happened, totally we have taken 3 particles in the first layer, 3 particles on the top of the second layer, right? So what happened? Totally 6 particles. That's only I have drawn here. See, first layer, 3 particles, first layer. See, actually I'm saying only of octahedral. Okay, 3 particles, 3 particles. This thing, and the first layer. So totally, actually this is 2 different layers. First layer, second layer, third layer, and fourth layer. This will be the arrangement. A, B, C, A, B, C. Clear? This thing. A, B. And what happened? This is upper triangle. And then the lower triangle. Inverted triangle. Clear? A, B, C. A, B, C. How C? Okay. Wait. That thing, if you guys are getting confused in that way, means just don't worry. I'll draw the similar one here. Okay. Why it's not erasing? Okay. Anyhow, A, B, C should be there. Okay. And what happened down in below? C. Clear? Do you guys clear? But this is little arrangement. A, B, C, A, B. Don't worry. Okay. Clear with this concept? And this closed cubic packing is also known as face-centered cubic. Face-centered. How? Shall we see? Shall we verify this thing? Huh? This structure. There is no structure. Actually, how it will be placing will be like this. Only 3-dimensional view will be like this. So again, on backwards, you have to draw like this. It will be like this. Clear? It will be in your Google image. It will be like this. Again, in no. Wait. This will be like this. Okay. Again, when you're placing, you guys have to calculate. This is the center one. So obviously it will be 12. Okay. So it will be like this one. See, this is the first layer. Second layer means what happened? You will be placing like this. So again, third layer means it will be like this. Clear? It will be on the top of it. And in between the depression, if there is 2 particles, in between the 2 particles. Okay, so if there is another 2 particles, in between the 2 particles. So actually this structure, if I want to draw, means definitely I can't. Go in Google, you can see many 3-dimensional forms. But actually, I don't think in your text it has been written. But in Google, you can just view it. Clear? Actually, in hexagonal closed packing, it's quite complicated, too much complicated. Okay, clear? Yes. So clear till this thing. And what is the last statement I have attached? This closed cubic packing is otherwise called as face-centered cubic. Shall we check that? Sorry. Yeah, this is actually the shortest. If you want to see a packing cubic form, then you can. Here, this is actually a very shady. And don't think I have a placed only 3 particles. See that particle will be if I want, I have just comprised with 6 particles and 3 particles just to understand. But this particle will keep on here. No, actually you are taking from one cell, 1 unit. If you are just taking 1 unit cell, what happened there only this kind of thing will keep it. Similar kind of unit cells what happen? Here, see, if I am taking the sodium chloride, there will be n number of different cells. So I'm taking a pinch in microscope, the 1 unit cell, 1 unit cell. Here. Now, another one more thing. We shall check this thing here. This is also known as space centered. Okay, so imagine this is 1, 2, 3, 4. All the 4 particles is at the front. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And see this 9, particle number 9 is at the back. Is at the back. 10 and 11 is the front, 9 is at the back. 10 and 11 is present in left and right. Left and right. Okay. So 10, 11, 9 is at the back, and this 12, 14 is at the bottom. Okay. This 12 is at the front, and this 13 is at the top. Now it looks like a what? Face-centered cubic cell. Clear? So see, top, bottom, left, right, back, front. So this closed cubic packing is also called as face-centered cubic unit cell. Clear? See, this thing actually will have a bond with another one thing. Okay, so that's why we have taken this thing. With the 1 unit cell, I have taken only the 1 unit cell. Clear? I know that lots and lots of confusions will arise. Clear? Huh. You want to again number? Wait. See, this 9. Okay, see, this is the 2 particles. This is on behind it, right? So this is I have placed in the back. Clear? This 10 and 11, left and right. Clear? Left, right. Okay. Look at the 14. It's in down. Clear? So I have placed it in bottom. Clear? This 12 is at the front and 13 at the top. Got it? In this speed, if you are completing the solid state means, it will take another 10 hours. We have to go a little bit fast. Clear? Okay. You got clear with this point? Shall we move to next topics? Yes. Guys, we need to actually really move a little bit faster. Okay. Yes. Now, location of tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids in a unit cell. Okay. So before getting into a unit cell, I want to know, do you heard about the word body diagonal? Body diagonal. Anywhere. At any place. Okay. Take this room. Okay. Okay. This room is not quite cubic. Okay. Just cut it with that. Okay. Just give this point. No, this room is not cubic. It's hard for me to interpret. Okay. This take the unit cell. Okay. See, these lattice points are situated in front. Clear? Clear? This lattice points are all situated in back. Clear? They are all present in the back side. Now, see, this front and this back will be connected by a line. That line is known as body diagonal. Clear? So, for a unit cell, how many body diagonal will be there? Exactly 4. Clear? So, actually, this body diagonal is a very important term. So, that one you can understand how many tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids will be present. Okay. So, this front and this back, this front and this back, this front as well as this back. So, totally 4 body diagonals. Now, got my point? Now, we can calculate the tetrahedral voids in a unit cell. See, there is totally, actually, majorly you will be studying FCC, BCC, SCC, ECC is nothing but N-centered. Okay, majorly you will be studying only, covering only this 4 because that is up to your NCERT syllabus. Clear? So, first, actually, in your NCERT, what happened? There'll be, I can write it. See, 2n. 2n is nothing but number of tetrahedral voids in a unit cell is 2 into n. N is nothing but your effective number of atom that is contributed to the unit cell. Do you remember? SCC, FCC. So now in SCC, 2 into, what is your ZF? 1, 2. Clear? And for BCC, what is your ZF? What? 2. 2 into 2, 4. For FCC, it is ZF 4. 4 into 2, 8. For ECC, N-centered cubic, it is N-centered 2. Guys, you have to be as fast because this SCC, BCC, see here afterwards, you have to know what are all the ZF for all these unit cells. Clear? For ECC, it is 2 into 2, 4. But you guys want to know how these voids are all present in the unit cell. Okay. See, for up to NCERT, this is enough. Okay. But if you really want to know how in a unit cell this voids occur, I'll explain. Shall I? Okay. But this is enough. Okay, take a note at this thing. I'll explain. Surely I'll explain. Got this thing? I'll explain. Okay. Finished copying. Shall we move? Okay. Now, I'm taking in an FCC. In FCC, how many number of what is tetrahedral voids? 8. Shall we see how it's possible? Yes. See. Take one FCC unit cell. Guys, you have to imagine. Okay. These are all the corner lattice points. And in FCC, wait, let me draw the imaginary thing. Now, look at here. For FCC, the 6 points will be present on the faces, right? Clear. Top, bottom, left, right. Then back, front. Clear? Yes. Now, see, this FCC is one unit cell. Now you have to cut into 8 equal parts. Okay? You guys have to cut into 8 for your understanding purpose. Okay, you have to cut into 8 equal parts. Out of the 8 equal parts, just take one part. Okay, so I'm taking this part alone. This part alone. Okay. See, this point will not come here. Why? This point. This point. Oh, okay, okay, wait. This point will not. 1, 2, 3. This point will be coming, but this top point will not come with. Yeah, exactly. That is present in back side, right? So take only this cell. Okay. 8 equal parts. We are just cutting out of that. We are taking only one part. So I'm drawing the diagram for that one part. So these are all the points, right? So out of these 4 points, this point is present at the corner. The rest of the 3 points will be in the faces. Yes or no? Okay, now, I'm right or not? Correct, no? Guys, don't confuse me. Okay, yes, now join. See this thing. There is no point here. Yeah, there is no point here. Yes. So here what happens, in this one part, in between this gap, you can see a tetrahedral void. See, tetrahedral shape. The center of the tetrahedral void will be present. Okay, so this is in a one unit cell. Okay, so we have taken only one part. There is remaining 8 parts will be there. So in FCC, how many tetrahedral void will be there? 8. So here 1, likewise here 1, here 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Clear? So just take the body diagonal. If I'm just stretching this body diagonal to this part, so in one body diagonal, how many tetrahedral voids? In one body diagonal? Guy, no. In one body diagonal, this end there will be one tetrahedral void, and in that end, 2. Okay, so in one body diagonal, in this end there will be one tetrahedral void. In that end there will be another tetrahedral void. So total number of body diagonal we have. Total number of body diagonal in unit cell 4. So total number of tetrahedral void 4 into 2 8. Clear? That's how it is. So likewise, it will be there in SCC, BCC, ECC. I can understand. I have captured the reaction. Okay. So likewise, it will be there. Okay. So just for your understanding purpose, I have drawn in the FCC unit cell how many tetrahedral void will be present. Okay. This is enough. Now shall we move for the octahedral void? Clear? This is actually quite different. Okay. Here actually what happens, see this tetrahedral void will be formed inside the unit cell, and what happens, the body diagonal line helps also in the formation. Okay, just for understanding purpose, we are drawing the body diagonal. So from there, one body diagonal consists of 2 tetrahedral voids. But in octahedral voids, just listen how it will be forming. This is quite confusing. Okay, I'm taking in FCC. See, for again, just copy this thing. For octahedral void, the number of voids present in the unit cell, it's just simply just the Z effective. Okay, just the number of atoms present in a unit cell. For SCC, it is 1. For BCC, it is, come on, make it fast, 2. For FCC, it is 4. And for ECC, it is 2. Okay, I'll explain first, copy this thing. Because this thing will be help in solving the problems. Now we can see for FCC, the total number of octahedral voids is 4. I'll show it via the picture. Okay. I have seen you on that day. When I'm taking S block elements, you're sitting now. That's what I'm saying. Ah. Okay, shall we move? Yes, see. For this octahedral voids, the FCC number is 4. Okay, so in a face-centered cubic cell, there is 4 octahedral voids present. Now, shall we confirm what happened to you? Nothing? Yeah, nothing. Got my point? Yes. Yes. See, top, bottom, left, right, front, back. This is FCC. Correct. Now I'm connecting all the things. So here your octahedral void will be present. Okay, this is one which is present at the center. This octahedral void is present at the center, which means at the body center. So one octahedral void. Okay, now, but the answer is 4. Okay, I'll draw that thing. You got this point? This looks like a structure of octahedral. Correct? There, tetrahedral also, I have drawn the picture, right? This is octahedral. Now, coming to the rest of the 3, how it is obtaining. Yes, forget this thing. See. So what I have drawn 3 unit cells. Yes or no? Clear? Now we can see. Yes. See, look at here carefully. I have explained only one thing. Okay, because there is lots and lots of portions to solve. Yes. See, here there is a lattice point. Yes, definitely. So here what happens in this unit cell, the face centered point will be here, right? That is on the left. Correct. In my position, it is left. In your position, it will be right or something else because I'm facing in this direction. And for this unit cell, it will be having this thing on the top. Now, and for this here and here. So here, connect all the points. Likewise, again connect this thing, again connect this thing, again connect this thing, connect this thing, connect this thing. So here your octahedral voids will be formed. Clear? Octahedral void is nothing but the connection of 6 lattice points. Correct? So this octahedral void is formed at the edges. Huh? Okay. So totally, how many edges will be present in a unit cell? 12. 12 into 1 by 4. That is 1 by 4. It is shared to the unit cell. That is 3. Plus this 1 which is present at the center. That is 4 octahedral void. Got my point? Clear? Okay. Shall we move to our next topic? Fine. So in exams, actually, this 2N and N is enough. But if you're the student who are going to crack any competitive level of exam, this is very, very IIT, JEE or NEET. This is very, very okay. So every bit is formed at the edge. 6 starting point. Actually, in your textbook, it is 4. But this 4 is nothing but the combination of 3 plus 1. 3 is nothing but how we got 3. We got 1 of that, it is called as the edges. Okay. Which is nothing but 1 by 4. That is 1 by 4 that is shared to the unit cell. And 1 at the center. Clear? Shall we move to our next thing? Yes. Guys present in online, you able to follow me? Okay, yes, ma'am. Now, atomic radius. Wait a minute. இந்த டேபிள் கட் ஆயிடுச்சு. ஆக்சுவலா இதுக்கு கீழ இன்னும் 2 காலம் வரும். இங்க இன்னும் 5 2 row. Okay, atomic radius, H length and percentage packing efficiency. Okay, see there is n number of crystals. Sodium chloride is a crystal, gold is a crystal. I mean, like I'm saying in a lattice form. Okay, so you can say magnesium, whatever it may be. They're all different elements. They're all different particles. They're all different unit cells. They're all different unit cells as well as their edge length and atomic radius will differ in each and every particle. Clear? This is an important factor. Okay. So I have drawn it for everything. Wait. Table see, this atomic radius is nothing but introduction. See, this will be arrangement of particles. Okay. This is your cube. Okay, I've drawn particles as well as a cubic form. So this is your edge length, that is A. Okay, that is the distance between the distance between the two center of the adjoining particles. The particles can be lattice points or atoms or ions. Now the radius is nothing but this is your radius. You know, radius of the atom. This is your radius. Okay, so different crystals have different edge lengths as well as different atomic radius. Likewise, for FCC, BCC, SCC, and ECC, we are going to calculate. Okay, so first, there is the table. I'm going to calculate for first. We're gonna move for FCC. That's good. Okay. So here, what happened? There will be one. So just there will be cubic form. I'm taking one, like I'm taking one form. Okay, so I'm taking one form, that is any view from this side or this side or this side or this side, from any view. So table cut.
Okay, that's fine. You just write from what you can take a new page.
Okay. Yes. So now just take this particle, okay, and another particle. And what happened? This will be like this, this will be like this. Clear? So imagine 4 corner points, one in the face. Clear? From any view, from left or right or top or bottom, any view. Clear? This thing. Now, what happened? We are just going to take broad triangle. Clear? A, B, C. Okay. So this will be your edge length A. Clear? The distance between the two connecting particles. And here it will be A. And see here it will be R. Radius. And here there will be another R. And here 2R. So now calculate for the triangle ABC. It will be like AC square, Pythagoras theorem. AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Okay, this is equal to. Okay, don't think it's. You guys calculated, so I don't want to calculate. You will calculate on yourself. So okay, follow me. Wait. This is 2A square. So 16R square is equal to 2A square. It is like R square is equal to A square by 8. So R is equal to A by 2 root 2. A is equal to 2 root 2 R. So this is for your face-centered cubic cell. Now calculate it for body-centered cubic cell. Now calculate it for your body-centered cubic cell. That's okay. No, we don't want to waste the time. Okay, calculated. What is the answer? This is not similar, guys. In body-centered cubic cell, what happens? The one particle which is present at the body is shared by all the lattice points, right? Okay. So what happens if you're just taking the triangle ABC? What happens? There the problem arises. Go and calculate. It is not as simple as FCC. Calculate it. Shall I do it? Yes, you will be only present till 6:30. Can you extend till 7? Not today, tomorrow. Tomorrow it's fine. So we shall complete. Look at here. I'm taking, just imagining it's good for you to imagine in a cubic form. See, just like this means there'll be all lattice point will be present here. This ball, the center, body centered particle will be there as a big bola, which means like a big ball. Okay. So imagine if I'm taking a triangle ABC, what happened? This is A. Sorry, this is A, this is A. But you can't say what is AC. Huh? Or root 2A. Why it's root 2? Wait, see. AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. See there what happened? In center there is one particle present. What happened? The one triangle, what happened? It cuts through the center. But here it's not happening like that now. Wait, that's what I'm coming. So here what happens? AC square is equal to 2A square, right? Now we have to take another one triangle, that is ACD. So what now happens? You can see this body centered point exactly cuts in the middle. So now calculate what happens. Triangle ACD, which is equal to AD square is equal to AC square plus BC square. So this is A, this is A. Here 4R will come. Yes, so here it will be A, 4R. Wait. Yeah. AC square is because we have already calculated AC square. So 2A square plus BC square is A square and AD square is 4R. Clear? So 16R square is equal to 3A square. Clear? So R square is equal to 3a square by 16, which means r is equal to root 3a by 4. Clear? Clear? Okay. So now a is equal to 4 r root 3. Wait. See, wait. 4 r by root 3. I'm getting confused. Clear? This is not as simple as FCC. Now we can calculate for SCC. What is SA for SCC? 2r equal to a. R equal to a by 2. Amala. So just 4 particles, because in center there is nothing. Just 8 lattice points is there, right? So R, that is 2r is equal to a. R is equal to a by 2. Okay. So this is for SCC. Okay. So this is enough. For SCC, BCC, FCC, just get to know about your R value and A value. That is your atomic radius and H density. ECC is not interested. Okay, so just don't want to get into that. Now, SCC is 2R. Why it's root 2R? Just cancel the square on both sides. If you're just taking according to the Pythagoras theorem, cancel the square on both sides. A square is equal to 2r the whole square. 2r 2a square. Cancel the 2. See here actually 2r is equal to a. That's enough. There is nothing to explain. What to explain? See, this is r. Wait. Don't go for diagonal. Why are you going for diagonal, man? Where is the center point here? Where is the center point here? Now got it? Yes. Okay, shall we move to our next one? So now we got with the R and A. Yes. After I had voice we completed. For FCC, 4R by root 3. See, this. See, wait, actually this table actually shows about everything. But you know, destiny. Where is this table? A by 2. Wait, mix. But this is the thing. Wait, I'll write it for everything. That is the table actually I have represented. Okay. See, for SCC, 2R is equal to A, and R is equal to A by 2. For FCC, R is equal to root 3 A by 4. Clear? You got this thing, guys, or not? Now just interrelating. Okay, just A is equal to 4R by root 3. What will be for BCC? R is equal to A by 2 root 2. Okay. So now A is equal to 2 root 2 R. That's it. Okay. Don't confuse. This is what you have calculated. Clear? What is there? Okay, I have a dot atomic radius, H length, and now packing efficiency. What is packing efficiency? What is packing efficiency? How closely it is packed, so that we can calculate how much percentage of particles is present, how much percentage of voids is present. If voids is present in larger number, that unit cell is not efficient. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. So this packing efficiency as a formula, percentage packing efficiency, that is nothing but Z effective. Z effective is nothing but the number of atoms that is contributed to the unit cell. If it is FCC, it will be 4. If it is SCC, it will be 1. I'll write the formula. Wait. That's different. Okay, that's no, I want a board and a chalk. That's it. So this percentage packing P is nothing but packing efficiency. That is nothing but your ZF into volume of a particle. Volume of the particle. Okay, divided by total volume of the unit cell into 100. Okay, now see, this is not a formula. Wait, we have to derive it. Okay, now what is the volume of the particle? The volume looks like a sphere. So 4 by 3 pi r square r pi r cube. So vector into 4 by 3 pi r cube divided by total volume of the unit cell, length into width into height, a into exactly a cube into 100. Clear? So now calculate for SCC. See, you know your ZF. What is your ZF? 1. What is your R for SCC? In terms of R is equal to A by 2. Substitute that thing. So A cube by 2 cube. This A cube and this 2 cube will this A cube and this wait. Okay, wait. See, if I'm doing for SCC, it will be 1 into 4 by 3, 3.14 into R is nothing but for SCC, R is A by 2. So A cube by 8. Okay, divided by, I need the percentage exact number. Okay, so this A cube and this A cube will be getting cancelled. So now do the calculations and say the exact percentage. That's okay, man. Okay, calculate. See this numerator, denominator, everything. If I want everything means I have completed solid state in 2023. 4 into 3.14 into 100 divided by 3 into 8. Okay, now what is your percentage? 52.3. I think 52.4 or exactly 52.3. Okay, 52.4. This is your packing efficiency. Now, if you want to calculate void, 100 minus 52.4. Clear? So 100 minus 52.4 means the remaining will be your void. Clear or not? Calculate the void percent. Exactly. Exactly. So here you can see the amount of space that is occupied by the void is more. It's around 46, like 52.4 means it will be 47 point. So it is in larger number. So this SCC's packing efficiency will be less efficient. Okay. Now do it for your BCC. Am I want to do it? Void. See, actually, if 70% of the particles and 30% of the void means it is more efficient. This is 50 and 40. Moreover, the moreover 40 means it will be like nearly it is equal to 50-50. So what happens? It will be less efficient. See, actually here I'm saying in terms of BCC and FCC. Compare for BCC and FCC. For what you have said, 52.4. Right. What is for your BCC? Make it fast. For BCC, your net effective is 2. What is R? A by 2 means you have simplified. A by 2. Within 70. This is for BCC. Are you sure? Check it once more. 78. Cross check once more. For everyone, it's 78. Come on, I have some problems today to solve. It's 68%. You guys got it or not? Wait, you have a mobile with you, make it. But in your exams, it's not allowed. Do it. How smarter. See, 100 I'll come to your exam, okay? See, I have completed my 12th. Okay, I have learned chemistry. I won't do mathematical calculations. You guys have to do. You are responsible. Hey, Appa, what is this thing? See, the check to one is doing this thing. You're only. No. Okay, do it in your home. I'm just saying the answer is 68%. The packing efficiency is 68%. So remaining, it is 32% will be void. So this is efficient compared to SEC. CCP, SEC, right? Go to your home, make sure to do the calculations. Okay, you got. That is 68. Got, super. Okay, 68 will be your answer. So 100 minus 68, 32 will be your void. So as I said, compared to SEC, this is more efficient. Now for the next one, that is for FCC, your percentage efficiency will be 74. So remaining 26 will be your void. So which is more efficient? Okay, so just compare all the clear. Got this thing clear with atomic radius, edge length, and packing efficiency. Everything is clear. End centered and edge centered, that is not included. If you want, come, I'll teach you. You're saying you're asking about the efficiency of voids and everything. I think they have not compared so far. If you want, I'll reference it because after syllabus, no one has done that kind of examinations because no one want to go and confused with that part. Okay. Because even when I'm studying in my undergraduate, post-graduation level also, they don't include this edge center and end center because it's too much complicated. Okay. Now we can move for, yes. Just look at what is a percentage packing efficiency. I have dragged it. I have right clicked it. Wait a minute. It is not make the calculation first. Do the calculation. Don't waste your time. Oh, either press panuma. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Don't do your calculations. No, this is important. Where is the pen? It's there. Okay, this percentage packing efficiency of HCP and CCP. CCP is also otherwise called as rewind. CCP, closed cubic packing. Just now we have studied FCC. So the packing efficiency will be of 74 of particles and the 26 will be of voids. Similar of HCP also. Okay, the arrangements will differ. Okay, but the percentage efficiency, that is the packing efficiency and the void percentage will be similar. Both for HCP and CCP, it will be of this kind. And you, what is this? See, I'm writing here. Both percentage packing efficiency will be of 74. 74 or 76, what I have said? 74. Okay, thank you. Right. And the void will be of 26. Okay, so both similar. Now, now do this thing. Calculate the ZF for HCP. This HCP, hexagonal closed packing, covering the octahedral, covering the tetrahedral voids. Now calculate the ZF. Frustrated? No? Wait. Don't worry, I'm there. See, if you understand the concept, it is easy for you to answer the questions. That's why, okay. See, for HCP, the tetrahedral voids covering, okay, that is in 3-dimensional. How I have drawn the picture. Drawn like this, right? So now take this particle, that is and here your center particle is present. This is like this. This is like this. Clear? Now look at carefully. See. Now what? See, for HCP, definitely, if you're taking as a unit cell, you have to calculate the first layer, second layer as third layer. You have to take it as a bulk in 3D. You can't take 1 or 2 or 3. Okay. Sometimes they will disclose the diagram also. So here this part of diagram will be there. I have forget to disclose. This is a diagram. Okay. So imagine if this is your tetrahedral void. This ZF is not for the coordination number. I'm not saying about the coordination. I'm saying about the ZF. Each and every particle, how much it is contributing to the unit cell. Clear? I'm not saying about the coordination number, right? Okay. Now, if I'm taking this particles, not the center one. Okay. See, this particle will be also having contribution will be there for another unit cell also. Clear? So this, if you are just taking this lattice point, it is connected to this unit cell 1, this unit cell 2, and this unit cell 3. See, once I'm finishing, I'm completing the answer, you'll get to it. Okay? Yes, 3. This 3 is on the first layer. This 3 on the first layer. Now, another layer will come and sit, no. So there will be another 3 will also be there, no. Another 3. So totally, it will be 6. Huh? No, we have to take only. See, there is one layer, another layer, and another layer. Okay. So this will be 3 will be on top, 3 will be on bottom. 3 will be on top, 3 will be on bottom. Clear? Clear? Huh? See, imagine you're saying the middle layer. Which one is the middle layer? Yeah, the triangle will come in bottom. But while arranging, what happens inside the unit cell? Okay, what happened? It will be arranged only in this form. If I'm taking this thing, again on the top of it, I'll be placing another one, right? Okay. Clear? The other 3 points will be placing on the top of it, right? And another 6 particles, 7 will be placing on the top of it. Clear or? You got my point? Got my point? Clear or not? Yes. So this is likewise what happens. 6. So totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So each and every 12, there is 12 particles means the 1 particles will be shared. The contribution will be 1 by 6 to the unit cell. Yes or clear or not? So 12 into 1 by 6. Wait. We have only calculated for this one and this one. This center will be of faces. This face and this face. So 2 into 1 by 2. And this 3, no, actually it is tightly packed between the 2 layers. Tightly packed between the, if this 3 is present in the center. So this contribution is only to the, you're asking the doubt or you're clarifying? Yeah. Yeah, packed. Yeah, it will be packed. Wait, what I have drawn like this thing. Okay. Now this is 3 particles. It is the contribution is for only 1 unit cell. First layer, second layer, third layer means this will be in the center. The contribution will be for the 1 unit cell. Clear or not? Yes. So what happens? It will be like 2, 1, 3. So the ZF will be of 6. Clear? Write it. Got my point or not? Yes. Whatever for actually maximum for ZF for HCP you can write as 6 because in any terms 2 into 1 by 2. Wait, got this thing. 2 into 1 by 2 means this is the center and this is the center. We have calculated for this thing and this thing. This center and this center there is 2 particles. So that is in the faces. Faces. So 1 by 2. And that 3, no, there is 3 particles, but the 3 particles present inside, like the body centered. One it is present in between. What happened? It will be sharing only to that unit cell. So this is shared only to this unit cell, 3 into 1. Clear? I think 50% I think we got completed. Next is I think density. We have problems. Make it fast. Okay, copy it. We will complete. And try to make the ball representations. Okay. Someone, if you have any time means just spare 10 minutes, we guys can make it. Okay, we guys can make it. Or else next class means tomorrow. For the following class, I'll bring balls. We guys can make it. SCP, that is square closed packing 2D and hexagonal closed packing. So not 2D, 2D is different. 3D we can make it. We can place the layer by layer. So that what happened, you can see the void. Okay. But we can't do the hexagonal and octahedral void. No, we can't do. Okay, that thing and all done by the microscopic images. Okay. Yes, clear. Now we shall move to density. Yes. See, density. What is the general formula of density? Mass by volume. Now, for a unit cell, how we will be calculating this density? See, this mass is nothing but mass of the unit cell. But what is mass of the unit cell? That is ZF. That is the number of atoms that is contributed to the unit cell into mass of the atom. What is mass of the atom? This atom can be lattice point or particle or atom or ion or anything. But how will you calculate the mass of the atom? Remember mole concept. What is mole concept? Why are you studying mole concept? Mass of the atom is equal to molecular, no, this thing, there is many formulas, not only one formula is there, is equal to molecular mass divided by Avogadro number. You have to substitute that thing here. Do you remember 1 mole is equal to 12 gram of, if you're just taking the carbon atom, 1 mole is equal to 12 gram of carbon atom. That is equal to your Avogadro number. Why are you taking carbon there? Why are you taking carbon there universally? Guys, you understood the mole concept and then you have studied, but simply for the sake you have dragged the subject. Why have you taken carbon? For everything, carbon is the base. From the 12 gram of carbon atom only, the scientists have calculated 1 mole. Why have you taken the carbon there? Because carbon in periodic table, lithium, beryllium, boron, what happened? All the 3 elements will ready to lose the electron. After carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, later, carbon is the only element that will share. And carbon 12 isotope is present everywhere in this like abundance. Okay, so that's why we're taking carbon. With that only the scientists had made the Avogadro number. You know, you simply you have read only the Avogadro number. You know how the Avogadro number comes? No, very good. Just leave it. Okay. See that Avogadro comes from this carbon's mass. Actually, for you will be reading the atomic mass of carbon is 12. Simply you can't say the atomic mass of carbon is 12 because you will be having lots and lots of isotopes in it, right? Carbon 12, carbon 13, carbon 14. 3 isotopes are present. So you have to take the relative atomic. Okay. So if there is no isotope is present, you have to compare with another atomic mass. Mole concept is like a big, that is like, you know, underrated chapter. You guys have to learn it like with the passion. You have to learn it for competitive level. Mole concept is really the importance. Okay, yes. Now this ZF into mass of the atom is nothing but molecular mass or molecular weight divided by your volume into Avogadro number. This volume is nothing but A cube. That's it. This is your formula. Soon complete it and solve the first question. Just have you taken note? Interesting law. Completed. Shall we go for problems? Yes. Do this problem. See, density. In previous slide, I have disclosed the formula of density. They have asking FCC. You know the ZF. Okay, it is 4. Clear. But edge length, that is A cube divided by A cube. The edge length is given 400. Okay. Yes. So ZF into molecular mass, it is given 60 gram divided by edge length is given and into Avogadro number is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. Just short it. 6 into 10 to the power 23 is enough. But your answer is given in meter cube. Convert into meter. 1 picometer is equal to 10 to the power minus 12 meter. These are all the things you will be studied in your mole concept. 1 picometer is equal to 10 to the power minus 10 centimeter minus 12 meter. If you want to convert picometer into centimeter, you need to multiply into 10 to the power minus 10. Yes or no? 10 to the power minus 7 centimeter, or else just take a copy right now. This is very, very important. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. No, I'm converting. Minus 10 meter. Right. Now I have given everything. Do the problem and say the answer. B. Correct. Good job. Everyone got your answer? Hey, how come man this much fast? Super. Everyone, I'll do it here, okay? See, it's 400 picometer, right? So first we can convert it into meter. So 4 into 10 to the power 2 for meter into 10 to the power minus 10. So 4 into 10 to the power minus 8 meter. Now you have to substitute this in the formula. That is, for FCC or Z, it is 4 into your molecular mass is 60 divided by 4 into 10 to the power minus 8 the whole cube into Avogadro number 6 into 10 to the power 23. Hey, wait, why it's minus 12? 4 into 10 to the power. See, this 400, no. I have written this as 4 into 10 to the power 2. Then into minus 10. I have made into meter. So I need to multiply into 10 to the power minus 10. No, this is plus 2. This is minus 10. Array, what happened to you? Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. My mistake. Minus 10. So much problems we have to deal with. And I got everyone got the answer. So now the 6.023 B. Everyone really got it? Sorry. I have okay, that's okay. Shall we move to our next one? Clear? Everyone got this? Now. Sodium has a BCC structure with distance. See, always from its closest neighbor. Closest distance means it actually denotes the diameter. See, this is one particle and this is another particle. This is the diameter, right? So closest neighbor or closest distance always denotes the diameter. Diameter is equal to 2r. So now the diameter is given. Clear? So from that, what happened? You have to calculate the R. From that R, you have to take your H length A and you have to calculate the problem. Yes? Done? What's your answer? The assignments they have given to you or not? No assignments so far. What's your answer? So wait, I'll do it. So distance 36. This is a diameter. 36.5 is equal to 2. So R is equal to, we can make it as 366. Just for your calculation to make it easy. Okay, divided by 2, which is 1 times 2, 18, 3. 183 is your R. Yes or no? Yes. Now, for BCC, what is your formula? A is equal to for BCC. What is your formula for H length? R is equal to root 3A by 4. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is R. So from this, A is equal to 4R by root 3. Substitute the value of R here. So which means 4 into 183 divided by root 3 values 1.732. So what is your answer for this thing? Where is my mobile calculator? Have anyone calculated what? Just say me the answer and then you guys can leave. Because another 2 or 3 more problems that we can see tomorrow. 60% portion over. Still a little bit things. But you know, like we have to need to solve lots and lots of problems. The first option A is 0.9. I think this is not 0.9 gram per centimeter cube. Second one is 0.768. Or else do one thing. Copy this question. Huh? my phone is not working, man. Huh. But in exam, you have to do it by yourself. But it's a division. You are taking this much longer time for making this division calculation? Seriously? Hmm. Huh? You got wrong answer. What's your answer, Mr. Paul? Disclose that. It's very big, means just take the first 4 values or 5 values. That's enough, right? 2.8. Okay, make the root 3 as 1.732. You have done that thing. See, always root 3 values 1.732, root 2 values 1.414. Keep it fixed. Chalo, do it in your home. See, R is equal to A by root 2. It's BCC. You're getting too much of confusions. For FCC, R is equal to A by 2 root 2. What is that thing? Where are your answers? Wait. Don't guys make me. Wait. Where's the table, first of all? Actually, the table, you know. I'm right. For FCC, R is equal to A by 2 root 2. I'm right or not? R equal to A by 2 root 2. That thing. Okay. See, I have drawn all the 4 particles. This is present at the center. I have taken one hint. Take this thing A, B, C. Correct? A. This is 4R. Calculate AC square is equal to, this is for FCC. AB square plus BC square. Okay? A square plus A square plus 4R the whole square. 16R square is equal to 2A square. So now 16R square is equal to 2A square. Cancel it. It becomes 8. So R square is equal to A square by 8. Taking square, it will be like R. Sorry, what you have learned so far? Huh? Done. See, for BCC, what happened? The center point will be there. It is connected to all. Now you guys clear? Everyone got clear? This is a basic thing. Clear? So now have you calculated for this problem? So much lethargical person you are, really. Huh? Class will be when the class will get over. We have to run out. Okay. See, next class I'll actually show the tabular column. Okay, it will be quite easy for you to learn. This is a tabular columm, but you know, okay. Yes, I have other works to do. We can wind up the class. Please do make this, copy this problem. This is the second problem, right? Copy it. With the answers you have copied. Tomorrow is the next class. No, do it. Yes, copy this problem. This is actually very simple problem. Directly the answer will be just, see, H length have been given. You have to just deduct the radius and diameter. Diameter is equal to 2r. Okay, just write it. Okay, everyone, today's class, is there any doubt? Honestly, no doubt for everyone. See, if you have any doubt, personally, you can come and meet me. Okay, I'll explain. No issues. But if you're not getting any concept, means definitely you guys can't solve any problems. Okay, 60% of the chapter got over. Still, we are going to deal with the radius of the void and the radius of the atoms relationship, type of crystals, Bragg's imperfection, Bragg's equation, and imperfection solids. 4 more topics is left. Okay. After that, we can solve some problems. But do we have any doubt in this thing we have dealt so far? No doubt, clearly. Shall I ask questions? Huh? Shall I ask questions? Okay. So, okay. What is which unit cell has the most? I mean, the packing efficiency will be very much FCC. Okay. You guys can leave. See, tomorrow I'll be having 10 problems. Okay. 10 problems. The 10 problems is from the thing, I mean, till now, what I have completed so far. For the first 10 minutes, try to solve the problem. Then we can move to the rest of things. Just 4 or 5 more topics is left. Till now, you guys got any doubt? No. If you really can't understand any topic, if you're facing any difficulty, come and approach me. In person, I can teach you. No issues. Clear? Bye-bye. Take care. Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Shrey and Chetia. Okay, thank you. Yes.